One of the fastest ways to stall your growth isn't saying no, but it's saying yes to everything. Opportunities are everywhere, but not all opportunities are aligned. Busy does not mean effective. And movement doesn't always mean progress. So without a filter, opportunity becomes distraction. And today, hopefully we can help you map out opportunities and not chase more, but to choose better. Let's talk about it right after this.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
How do you decide which opportunities to pursue and which ones to walk away from? So here are my 3 points for today. Not every opportunity is an assignment for you. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. An opportunity without alignment creates exhaustion, not expansion. And if you're very strategic in your process, I hope that you evaluate the opportunities based on the fit, the timing, and long-term impact, not your ego or urgency. And so myself, I thought from a business perspective that I needed to say yes to every single person that rang my phone in order for me to grow my business. And that felt like a sense of urgency because you got bills to pay, you got things to do, right? So it created a sense of urgency. But I realized that the directions that I was going in, how I was maturing in business, you have to understand that, hey, every time somebody rings your phone, there's not always aligned with where you're going. And understand that those opportunities also may be, because you can say yes today, but what if you don't have the skill today? Just saying yes doesn't mean that it's a fit. It doesn't mean that the timing is right. So long term, there'll be an issue because you took on a project that you were not fit for, that you were not trained for, that you were not skilled enough in. And now what is the feedback loop that you're getting that a lot of times we don't want to hear? And so when we're sitting down, taking a look at our opportunities and we're mapping out the opportunities, this usually means that visually and mentally, we're putting them in place against our strengths, our goals, and current capacity. And when you see where an opportunity fits or doesn't, it becomes easier to make more confident decisions without second guessing. When I was asked if I could do a website for an organization, and I realized that, hey, I have the capacity. I have the skills to get it done. But for where I was going in my life, I was in a place of transition. I didn't have the capacity to make it happen. And so if I had second guessed at one time whether or not that was for me, but when I reviewed that organization and saw what direction they were really going in, when I started following them on social media, so forth and so on, I realized that wasn't me. So I need you to understand that saying no protects your best yes, because every yes costs time, energy, and attention. And when those resources are spread too thin, Even good opportunities suffer. Clear boundaries protect your ability to show up fully where it matters the most. And I was clear on initially not taking on that opportunity. And it had become clearer once I saw and or experienced them a little bit more on social media, and I realized that that was not the direction I wanted to go in. So my brand would not have gotten hurt in the process. And because of things that were going on, now I'm stressed because if I would have taken it on, I would have been stressed. I would have been trying to figure out how to save my brand, how to fix what is going out there about any and everybody. I didn't realize that organization, that unfortunately they had opportunities where they badmouth people and all those type of things. So I had an opportunity of being thrown underneath the bus if I did not conform to what they wanted me to do and be. It was not aligned to where I was going. And so chasing every opportunity leads to diluted results and stalled progress. You might ask yourself, why does this matter? And it matters because clarity and decision-making will preserve your energy. It strengthens your level of execution and accelerates your meaningful growth. Maurice, again, you're talking about making these decisions and whatever it is. Again, we're talking about scheduling your stuff out. Again, we're speaking upon being more organized, being intentional. Yes, we are. We're talking about that in this series because we have to understand that in our business needs to be in this position. We need to make sure that the business is settled. We need to understand that the business is executing efficiently and effectively. We need to understand what tools are needed in order for our organization to connect with our community, both our internal and external clients. So every opportunity or chasing every opportunity will dilute your results. It's nice to have, or like my wife used to say to me, Maurice, it's nice to have that, that you say, hey, you have 100 websites or you've built 100 websites, 100 organizations, things like that. It sounds nice and cute. But how many of them, once you did it, how many of them stayed your client? And because the focus wasn't clear on my end or their end. So opportunity doesn't disappear when you say no. Let's be clear on that. It clarifies when you say yes with intention. Because there are a lot of websites that I've done over the last 12 years that are now that they don't exist. So I need to be more intentional on who I was saying yes to. And then when your choices align with your direction, momentum becomes sustainable. And there were times where I had more than one website, more than one client, and I thought, hey, I'm going to do this for this particular industry. And it didn't work out. Not the way I had imagined. And so saying yes to each and every one of those organizations hurt me in some way, shape, or form because I wasn't always able to deliver in a manner that I expected to or wanted to. And a lot of that I didn't understand that giving some organizations or clients breathing room because of what they may have wanted for this project may have been a little longer than I had anticipated. But the way we talked about it or discussed the potential I thought I can get it done in X amount of days, and it didn't happen. Because of changes, reiterations, da-da-da. So the opportunities, they don't disappear. It just clarifies what, when you say yes with your potential client that is aligned with where you're going. I thank you very much for listening today.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?